What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the ZEROED podcast, episode number 5, with your boys Ploto Gaming and Redline as a co-host, and a very, very special guest, leadership from 2377, BadQueen. Thank you so much for making time for being on the podcast.
No problem.
What's up, everybody? Everyone's doing well. Again, BadQueen, thank you for joining us, especially at this time of an insane, amazing KVK. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Had a couple ARC practices this morning and really excited about KVK.
Multitasking? We had practice this morning too. It looks like we're both not slipping here. I mean, I'm not saying I do anything really, but that's crazy that you guys are practicing also right now too.
Well, for the next month, we won't really get to, right? So.
Yeah.
Fair. Why though? Why?
Well, I mean, if you guys give up, then it should be fine.
Deal. Vice versa too. So let us know when we can figure this out, or we can have a truce in between, so we can both practice.
Farming KVK so that we can both prepare for Ark of Osiris League. But in case you guys don't know, 2377 is our counterparts for this huge mega KVK. The KVK that everyone's been looking forward to, 960, 1093 versus the 2377 and 1365. Like, these four big kingdoms having our opponents as our podcast guests is super exciting, because we get to hear your kind of perspective of how things went down. But before that, let's introduce Queen herself. How long have you been playing the game? Let us know a little bit about you, and we'll get going from there.
I've been playing since probably 2020. Before 77, I was in 1429 for 2 KVKs, and then I was in leadership in 2247 for 6 KVKs before that. So, been a while.
Yeah, I mean, COVID player alongside myself, just started playing, got stuck into the game. Now in one of the biggest KDs in 2377. I think before we were talking about your first KVK in 2377 was that 3v5 where 960 and 2377 were actually allied against 1v, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was my first KVK here.
Yeah. So what is your role in leadership for those that don't know?
I do data with Bad Horse, and during KVK, I pretty much delete unused markers or old markers.
That's game changer, bro. I'm telling you, that's game changer. Thank you, Queen. I'm not your kingdom, but thank you for your work, for your hard work. That's game changer.
And then when Shark sleeps, then we'll help lead. But if Shark's awake, Shark leads.
Yeah.
By the way, Ploto, real quick, before we kind of go further, Queen, you got a ton of love in chat. You got George here. You got Mars in chat showing some love. People are Jay Tower saying my queen. So just to let you know that there's a bunch of love in the chat for you from all kingdoms around. So shout out to Queen, everybody. W in the chat for Queen for joining us.
And W is in the chat indeed. Yeah, I mean, this is super interesting. I think this is, I don't know about you, Redline, but this is the first time I've had a KVK opponent on a podcast, showing some love, making sure that the game, we're showing that our opponent's perspective here, being non-partial as 960 members, making sure that all of the sides are shown. But that is the introduction of Queen. Let's do an overview of 2377, because I don't know about you, Redline. I don't know too much about how 2377 was created, how it's run, the structure of 2377. So Queen, what is 2377? And I guess, what is the overview of your KD?
I would say the overview, obviously, probably when it started, it was mostly Vietnamese. Hence our name, Gloria Vietnam, which we refuse to let Shark change it. So, but I would say overall the last
so cool.
the last 5 KVKs, we become way more international. That 3v5 that you were talking about, our international side was pretty tiny. It was just us trying to backflag and not lose territory while the Vietnamese slept. So it's improved a lot since then, and we've had a lot of migration, and it's a really good kingdom, and we're really excited.
Dude, that's so cool. So I remember that Ploto. I know it's tough memories, brother. I know if chat didn't know, Ploto was in 2268, and I think that was my first first KVK in GT, and then we allied with 77, and then guys, correct me if I'm wrong, 671.
Yeah,
I think it was.
I remember this KVK. It was definitely 671.
Yeah, it was 671, and then you guys had 875. You were camped up with 34. 606 was there. Am I missing anybody else? It was 2981.
2981. Yeah.
God, I'm not that old anymore, but yeah, that was a really fun KVK, and I remember 77. You guys were much smaller than you are today, so you guys definitely had a huge, I guess, restructure of like migrants and things. So, and to the tour you guys are at today, because you guys have been on an insane winning streak since then, right? Like it's just been just nonstop and just growing. So it's really cool.
Yeah,
to see.
we've won every KVK since then. The only KVK that 77 lost was KVK 4, so that was before I got here.
So when you got there, things changed. I like that, Queen. That was smart. I like that. I like that. The data and I want to mention that. So chat, if you guys know what she's talking about, the unused markers throughout KVK, because we have like 20 coalition markers. I think that's what we said earlier, and if I'm not the only one, you'll see like 14 go here markers, or in old markers says go to number 1, but you're looking for number 1. Then you should go to number 6, but there's no number 6.
Number 1.
I'm like, what the freak? So it's honestly, having someone dedicated that on top of doing data is pretty cool. So shout out to you. And like I said, even though we're not the same kingdom, I appreciate your hard work.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty crazy KVK back in the day. Then that was BadQueen's first KVK in 2377. Ever since then, you guys have had tough KVK after tough KVK. The big two that I remember are the back-to-back KVKs against 2429.
Yes.
Do you have any other memorable KVKs? In your opinion, what's been the hardest KVK so far in 2377?
Our second one with 2429, I would say. That Kingsland was like 4 days. Like we were just fighting in the same spot and that was also Orleans. So not really looking forward to Orleans again, but it is what it is, right?
Why did we choose Orleans, by the way? I mean, we can talk about this later. I just want to understand. I just want to understand. Like, again, I get it, but why did we choose? There were so many other options, wasn't there?
I'm not sure. There were other options, but I don't know which maps. I know Tides, I think, was one, but that's boring.
There's Tides, and there was
Orleans one.
I forgot what the pop-up was, but
I don't know. But hey, Oppo's in the chat. She mentioned 2429, so there's some love right there. So Oppo, I mean, GG's, but 2429 and 77 KVK was her hardest. So hopefully this one.
They did really good, that KVK. It's sad to see that they disbanded. Like, it's really sad to see big kingdoms disband in general, because especially for your kingdom and our kingdom, having strong kingdoms to fight is really important. So when a strong one disbands, it just makes it harder for strong kingdoms to find matches and stuff. So
yeah, I completely agree.
Mars, thank you for the 50. Queen the Greatest from Mars Invasion, giving some love. And yeah, I remember that KVK was so back and forth to where I feel like you guys even lost one of your passes in Kingsland, right? Or you guys were pushed to one of the passes.
I think I'm pretty sure. That one, we weren't pushed, but our allies were almost pushed to their pass. I think we had a quarter of Kingsland, and then
I remember seeing that. I'm like, 2429 won the KVK. Because usually it's a snowball from there. You lose territory in Kingsland, you lose your passes, you lose teleport space. But I think one of the biggest testimonies to 2377 after those KVKs, especially the tough KVKs, is that you guys just never give up. There's an opportunity where you could have just all right, our allies are getting pushed behind their pass. It's GG's. We only have 1/4, but going to win that KVK was pretty insane. So
yeah, it was great.
Yeah. What else? So 2377. Is there like how does the structure work in 2377? Like Shark, I believe, is the main king over there. But yeah, you guys have so many high quality, well-known players. Like, how does it all work in 2377?
So Shark is the king. I know a lot of places like have a big group, but Shark's the king. We have a council and we chat in there and stuff, and he gets our opinion, but overall the decision is his. So, and we like it that way. And I think it just makes for a better kingdom in general to have the king. But we do like a rotation for our members also, because we have 12 extra. Rotate.
How many members do you guys have? So you have 155 in the main alliance, 12 extra. So that'd be math. Like
167.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, 167. Yeah.
Just do math wrong on the stream.
It's early for me, so I was like, wait, 156, 157, 158. Use my fingers. So there's a rotation.
Yeah, there's a rotation.
Yeah.
And that is with AO 77?
Yeah, AO 77. So we rotate everyone, like they stay 1 week. So.
Oh. Interesting. Okay, the rotation piece though, if you don't mind sharing, is it based on like contribution? Like how is that rotation determined? Because obviously if you're not in the main alliance, you could be missing out some perks, right?
Yeah, Shark takes a lot of stuff into account, like contribution, speed ups. I think that's it.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting though. I think
so like if you used all your speed ups and you had 0, then you wouldn't be on rotation.
That makes sense.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. I think the same goes for us, but for us it's like I think we have just enough, but then we kick you out if you have low contribution KVK, and you have to kind of earn your spot back to get in there. So
yeah, we have 3 lists from what I understand. We have the kick list, we have the MX list, and then we have the GT list. And of course, if there's space in GT, then the MX list comes in to GT. I'm assuming in this KVK in Lost Kingdom, you guys build more flags and get more space, so then you slowly filter in the members.
Yeah.
And how many do you guys have in MX?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
100 people, Queen. We have 100 people in MX on rotation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got the numbers. No, actually, if anyone in 960 wants to disclose it, we actually have no clue. I think we have just
we could go look.
155.
I think we have a few, but I don't think it's a lot. I think you guys have a little more than us. But I think we have a few people in MX that are in rotation, but I think it's from a contribution factor, not like a rotation thing. It's more of like, next time, your thing, like if you do better in MX, blah blah. So we'll see.
Chat's like,
gotcha.
Ploto not sharing any secrets. It's not where I'm not sharing, is I don't know. Like, we literally don't know.
Everything I said is in our kingdom mail. You can see everyone stays for a week.
Oh, dude. And then someone goes in chat. Wait, what are you talking about? You see Ahmad Aziz 1 solo carrying our MX rotation? We have a farm that gained 200 million power. I don't know. What the heck was that?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's insane.
This pre-KVK has been crazy. We'll definitely talk about that later. I'll hype them with the 10 gifted, though. GG's in the chat. Al Hytham was one of the people when we had him on that said, we'd love to have other kingdoms on here. So that's why we really, really wanted to make sure we got 1606 last week, and then we got 2377 this week on the pod. So much love, Al Hytham. But yeah, so that is 2377 on rotation. I mean, it's super interesting how you guys do things, and it'll be really interesting, those extra numbers that you have, how they perform in war against us. Talk about the war. Let's talk about the matchup. We have 2377 as well as 1365, 1606, 2975. Let me bring up the map real quick, because this matchup is super, super interesting. And the fact that the Diplo went by super fast, and I don't know how involved you were, but give us a little bit of your thoughts on the matchup, I guess, to start off with. Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. You're good.
I
Data
think
input.
right. I'm not telling you anything. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think it's good. I think that that's probably the only way that it really could have been split, to be fair. Like, if you look at the stats, both camps are pretty even, or I mean, both sides, both ally sets, on paper, pretty even. So I think that it's probably the best matchup we could have done. And really, nobody suggested anything else during Diplo. So
Which is crazy because from what I heard, Queen, it took an hour at most to really like do this Diplo. It usually takes an hour to get people in the freaking group chat.
I
So
think
like,
it only took an hour because we were waiting on people. Because everyone else pretty much already agreed before the last Kingdoms joined.
because I don't know Ploto, because I was thinking in my again when we streamed it like after Diplo was like announced in general,
Yeah.
so many people had like saying that hey this matchup is unfair, and then other people saying it was fair. But in my head I was like, dude, if it took them literally in reality like 15-20 minutes to really say hey all good, I agree, like this had to be the best scenario because how fast it was. Because based on map positioning, let's say for example, if you guys took 93, we took 365, it would be like the same perspective in a way, right? I feel like it would have been like just the map position didn't make sense. So the top versus bottom, I thought made the most sense. But I don't know if there was like any other scenarios in your guys' mind that could have played out, but I couldn't think of anything.
No, I think this is the best, and I don't think us or anyone else was really thinking any other option would work out.
Yeah, I think this option probably provides the most fighting as well. Because I've seen Orleans where it's a left versus right, and that's just a twiddle your thumbs until Kingsland type of vibe. This top versus bottom makes it so that the zone 5s are impactful because the zone 5s you're fighting for extra passes for that zone 6, and then zone 6 you're fighting for the passes to Orleans. So this is gonna be a really really crazy KVK. And when I saw the map, that's also what I thought the matchup should be, and the fact that everyone was in agreement, I think was the most surprising thing, because we've seen Diplos break down where it takes like end of pre-KVK, we're about to go into the map and allies are still not formed. So it's really a breath of fresh air, I think, that this is the Diplo that went down and that it was really, really fast. And I guess the main thing is the map really provided that, right?
Yeah, it did. And fun fact, 77 Diplo usually is really fast every KVK I've been in. So I'm like, okay, another fast Diplo, like not an issue. So
I mean,
I don't know about us.
I
I'm not a
heard
Diplo.
things about 960. It's usually not fast, is what I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Diplo. But to our credit, it was fast this round, right? So hey.
Yes,
I think the last one too was kind of rough because I think we were in that, what was that, DC Kingdom? No, that last one. I'm sorry, that was 89. But the one before that was like we had to figure out like how we divvy up with like other kingdoms because we want to make sure we had good fights. Like that shit was rough. But I don't know. Before that, I don't know. But I'm glad this one worked out really well.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, it has the matchups everyone wanted. I feel like Lilith saw the matchup, saw the kingdoms, we're like, all right, we're going to put these two kingdoms together. We're going to put these two kingdoms together because 1960, 2377 beside each other in this map is absolutely insane because we get to fight each other zone 5. We get to fight each other zone 6. We get to fight each other in Kingsland. This is going to be weeks upon weeks of consistent fighting for everybody. So if you guys are in any of these KDs, book off the week, book off a couple weeks, whatever you need to do, because this is going to be absolutely insane. Cool. What's the general sentiment from your side of things in 2377? Like, well, what do you think of the matchup? What do you think of the Diplo over there?
I think everyone is pretty happy about it. Since all the KVKs have been here, no one's ever fought us in Zone 5, so it's pretty exciting to not wait till Kingsland. And I think that's kind of the consensus in our whole kingdom is we're like, yay, we get a fight before Kingsland. We don't have to wait. So we're all pretty excited, and we think it'll be a really good KVK.
I honestly agree with you. I think this is because I'm looking at the chat right now. A lot of people are giving some different scenarios. Like people are saying, like Jabed says 60, 37 in the 3 camp. Is that good? I think in this situation, I think where both our kingdoms are at today, right? We really want a strong, formidable opponent, and I think in this scenario, us allying didn't make sense. We had to go head to head and just have that fight that I think our players wanted. Because
100%.
like you said, like waiting till Kingsland or the like, minimal fights, in certain zones, like us having a long KVK fight like this is rare to find. Lately it's been rare to find, right? Like you mentioned a good point, like a lot of Imperiums are kind of slowing down. Matchups are not as great as they used to be. And I think to have a fight from beginning to end is something that we all want, where we want to quit the game because we're fighting too damn much. Right. But we won't
Right.
quit. But it's kind of like I want to go to bed. Guys get up, stay awake. It's like we haven't had those in a long time.
Yeah, and with a kingdom like yours and a kingdom like ours, like people just don't want to fight in the early zones. Like if they can avoid you, they will. Like
100%.
Mm-hmm. So
so.
I guess the question that I have is, how did this matchup, or how did these kingdoms all coming together, even like how did the stars align here? Because this is a very rare occasion where we got 960, going 2 days after we got out of KVK against 2489. 2077's been waiting for a KVK for quite some time. 1093, 1365. I mean, you were in a KVK with 1365 against 1365, actually last KVK. So could you give us a little bit of a rundown of how all these kingdoms got together to even have this map occur in the first place?
I would say Shark probably knows more details about that because he talks to the other kings. But I know, like, right when we got out of KVK, because we got the pop up like you guys did, like same day as Migration open. And everyone knows we sent a mail saying that we'd like to play 93 because we knew they were like available to fight. But so we registered first pop, and no match found because they didn't register. And then I think we both registered the next one, but for Woo, so no match found. And like just getting a no match found like gives more options, right? Because it doesn't count as a skip. So
yeah.
And then when this one came up, I know that I think Shark was talking to you guys, and like we just couldn't skip this when we knew so many Imperiums were in the pool, and then like risk a no match found on the next one because we can't. I mean, we haven't been waiting for a long time, like 2 skips, but that's a long time for like kingdoms like ours, right?
yeah. Shark texted me and told me he's registering. I'm like, all right, cool, bro. I'll register too. No, I'm kidding. But Ploto, I don't know if you've ever been in this situation, but I had 5 no match founds in 1254, and that shit kills kingdoms, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Yep.
That will demoralize people, and like people retire from boredom.
Yeah.
So I trust me, you don't want to go that route, guys, ever.
And people just are like, oh well, I really don't like this game because you're just farming, and you're like, oh, I'll just quit.
Yeah, or migrate out. It's real.
Yep.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I feel like not that the two kingdoms have been hunting each other like 960, 2377, but with the rise of 2377, with the rebirth of 960 after the loss of 1093, I feel like the clash of the two kingdoms, kind of the versing of the two kingdoms is very poetic in a way, where 2377's trying to, it'll be kind of like these two kingdoms are seen as like the two top, like some of the two top kingdoms in the game. And I think both kingdoms need each other for this matchup, because the 2049 KVK was fun, but the map made it kind of boring, where we had like, I don't know, like 4 days cumulatively of real fighting. You guys, I heard in the last KVK, like you weren't, I believe you were opposite sides of the map against 1365, right? So
yes,
you didn't actually get the clash against the Imperium for quite some time, and then Kingsland didn't last for as long as you guys wanted to either. So it'll, I think both kingdoms kind of seeking out each other is a form of respect in a way, because 960 is respecting 2377 and seeking them out because, hey, this is a great KD to fight. Same thing with 2377. So it'll be really interesting to see.
We both know that we'll both fight each other, right? And that's
Yeah.
just a hard thing at our level to find, is kingdoms that will actually want to fight us, which is probably not many.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Siege of Orleans here. You guys would be in the bottom right corner. We'd be in the right, and we'd be fighting in Nevers, which is going to be a crazy fight. We're going to be fighting in Ile-de-France, which is going to be the zone 6. And then we're going to be fighting in Orleans. So it's going to be a consistent fight throughout. And that'll be super interesting to see. Talking about the map and the KVK, like, do you have any predictions about how this KVK will go, BadQueen? Like, from yourself. This is you're just talking about yourself personally. You don't necessarily, in this case, represent 2377, but like, when you see this map, like, what are you thinking? What are you predicting?
I predict that 960 and 2377 will be zeroed, and allies will determine it.
Ooh.
It's so. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, dude, Nevers, we're gonna be so fucked.
I predict a fort wall right here.
But bro, you again. If I don't know if the only one who can agree with this, but because of the auxiliary skills, like, I don't know if the fort walls will last.
That's true.
Even if, like,
Those skills are insane.
It's like you get 3 skills per march, right? Is that what it is still? Is it 3 skills per march?
And they change the skills, so there's a bunch of new ones this time, but it looks even worse than last time. Like,
it's gonna be brutal.
You jump out of the ball a little, your march is gone in like less than a second. It's
in Rise of Kingdoms now.
It's insane.
Even without the auxiliary skills, you march outside of the ball.
No. It's
but
like
this is insta.
It's insta for everybody. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the field fighting, Apollo. Like, imagine, like, your march, like, goes out of, like, it just goes out of the way, and then that thing is gone. Like, it's just gone, bro. It's like, you might as well just close your eyes and let it happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, this is going to be such a hype KVK. The thing, though, about the Zone 5 fight is I believe there's only going to be one auxiliary skill, is how it works. So we don't unlock all of you unlock the auxiliary skills throughout the zones. So there'll be 1 and then 2 and then Kingston will be 3. So we'll be ramping up alongside 2377 and GV77, which will be crazy. But yeah, this is going to be a crazy KVK. As you said, we're both going to zero each other out, and it'll come down to allies. So what, in your estimation, like, how do you think the other side of the map will go down then? 1093, 1365.
I would say, looking at just stats, because I'm not sure, like, I would say they'll have a really good fight in Zone 5, and maybe it'll be even. It really, I guess, depends on who wants it more for the whole KVK in general. Like,
yeah, fair.
Or you run out of stuff. I mean, if you really want it and run out of everything, then I guess just wanting it's not enough.
I think that this will be a true test for both 93 and 65 because I know they both had significant changes to their kingdom over the last few months.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see, like, how, because 93 they downsized, right, to like 2 alliances now. Still a lot of freaking players. Like, they still got numbers. But I'm interested to see how that core is, and they had some really strong players leave and retire. Shout out to Legend FF. I know he retired. But I know their leaders are still capable. I'm really just interested to see how they do against 365. But now the important thing, though, is the middle camps. When the next zone opens after that, which way are they going?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's like 606 be like, oh man, 77 and GT are killing each other over there. Let's go to the left, guys. We're good. Let them do their thing. We're just gonna go over here with 365. And is it the same way our three camp allies are gonna do? Are they gonna come to the left with us, or are they gonna go help 93? So that's really gonna determine, in my opinion, the outcome of the KVK.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Yeah. I mean, 960, 2377 gonna kill each other. 1093, 1365, both downsized. 1 to 2 alliances, 1 to 1 alliance. 1365 now being JST, the 1 alliance KD.
They do rotation as well.
Oh, they do rotation as well. Oh.
They kind of took our model and do rotation. So they have a bit more than 1 alliance.
Okay. So they do rotation as well. 1093 just being straight up two alliances. So it'll be really interesting to see how those two KDs.
Yeah, 1093
face
definitely
up.
has the numbers.
Yeah. And I think, as Redline said, 1606, 2975 in one camp. Those guys are really strong. 1606, 2975.
Yeah. 1606 had a really good migration this time around. Like,
Yeah.
I watched Apocalypse Gaming like highlight of their kingdom. Like, they got an insane migration. So
yeah, it'll be super interesting to see how they stack
with
up against
75 as a campmate, bro. And I hope people are not sleeping on 75, but they got some players, man. So that's a solid camp there. In my selfish mindset, I hope they come right so I can just kill more things if I can and get clapped more. But we'll see what happens.
If they come to the right side, I don't know. We might become the Luce Kingdom.
No, I refuse. I refuse, bro. I might set up a siege march, in the back behind my city.
Okay, so siege march is where you draw the line. You're gonna put the siege march but not pull out the
Dude, Queen, I'm gonna let you know if you see a siege march, I'm trying it out. Right, there's KVK, so just know if I accidentally hit you with a siege march, it's because auto attack march is on, or whatever that thing is called. Just know that. So I'm gonna put that out there. Put that out there, guys.
I saw your speed ups. You can pretty much just no ends, right?
I'm gonna barb chain in zone 4. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Gross.
Yeah. I think one thing that we should bring up about the KVK is this pre-KVK has been pretty crazy in terms of.
Oh yeah.
I think this is the most hype pre-KVK that I've personally been a part of. I don't know about the two of you, but like this has been a crazy pre-KVK to take part of. So I guess I'll start off with Redline and then we could go to BadQueen. Like Redline, what are your thoughts of this pre-KVK and how it's been going down from what you've been looking at?
Dude, could you share like the scores now, brother?
I got you.
Can you have that up real quick? I just kind of want to
there you go.
I just want to highlight something real quick whenever.
So individual rankings, we have Wild Lion at 846 million points. Insane. We have Mr. Hope at 844 million points. Addy at 629. Prodigal at 401. Insane, by the way. Ahmad Aziz won the farm account at 312. Like this is
crazy. It's insane, and my thoughts is like, I know they all people are asking like who's gonna win pre-KVK, all that. I think honestly when it's coming down to both our kingdoms, especially for 77 and 60, I think we're just training enough troops to just last for zone 4 and zone 5. I mean the all damage is nice, but in reality things in New Orleans it's not. I honestly think that the impact is not as crazy, like whether you're first, second, or third. It's just really training up just to have enough. Like, look at Pika 1. That's a farmer account, bro. That's more points than me on my main account. But I honestly think that this pre-KVK, in terms of points, this is the most that I've been a part of across these many kingdoms. And the amount of people who've trained is just crazy. Like Mr. Open Wildline, shout out to them because that's nuts, bro. Hey, shout out to me, number 24. Just want to highlight that. But to everybody involved, like, there you go. Yeah, bro, 20. Calm down.
Yeah, you're up there. You trained. What is that? How much power is that?
29, maybe 28. Yeah. But there's two reasons why I trained that way. One, if I'm off territory, Mr. Hope and Wildline won't swarm me down easily, and
they
then
will still do it.
Damn it! And then
that was an instant response by BadQueen, by the way. Just like mid talk. Yeah, they will still swarm me, Redline.
Queen. Just question. Okay, what's the like the borderline like power? Like, you know what? They'll be like, I'm not gonna swarm that. Like, what are we thinking?
Maybe 250, 300.
I'm sorry. What? You said 150?
250.
Oh my god! All right.
I've seen them swarm 200 million, so I would go maybe 250.
Redline, it's time. It's time. Give me.
I was like, I'm sorry. What? Did you say 250? Okay. So what I need to do is just train up a little more. Just to make sure I don't get swarmed, but just know I've maxed out a Hera, so that will kind of hopefully make it less appealing to swarm me. But just know
you got that
If I had to guess, I would assume they don't scout before they do it. So
I highly doubt they don't. I highly doubt they scout. I highly doubt it. But going back to your question, Ploto, this pre-KVK has been pretty crazy. Just the amount of training that I've seen across both kingdoms and everybody involved is just it's the most I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah. What do you think, Queen, about this pre-KVK? Just general thoughts.
To me, it's pretty normal. Like our last pre-KVK, we did 6.8 billion, and 1365 did 7.1 billion. So, we sent a kingdom mail. We aren't going for first, so we're just training what we need to train, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
And
we'll be wherever we're at. It's Orleans. We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
And as you were talking about, that pre-KVK training score was because of King of All Britain.
Yeah.
Right, we're kind of just fighting for this 1% all damage. Like, if you're looking at the kingdom rankings, quote unquote, it's not really that big of a deal compared to picking where your camp is in King of All Britain, which is what pre-KVK score is.
Yeah.
So in all fairness, I think it's about troops and it's about friendly competition between these two KDs. Just like, hey, or competition between players, whatever it is. But it's been good fun to watch for sure. And I mean, I'm sure there'll be a lot of streams at Reset today to see how the finale goes down between these different KDs for this pre-KVK. Because this is normal for you, but this is my second KVK in 60 GT, and I'm like, this is the most hype. I think like you could pull up a stream of pre-KVK training and get like 200, 300 views easy, which is crazy because we're just watching cities go up in power.
Yeah, I watched Cortex yesterday just to see what you guys are doing. That's it. But there was like 600 people on his stream.
Yeah, Cortex was going off yesterday with 600 people on his stream. Like, people are really interested in this KVK, and it's really fun to watch. So it should be really interesting. So I actually have some slides here for you, BadQueen. I prepared a little bit. I'm gonna ask.
Do I need to pull up YouTube or good?
No. I'll tell you. But this is for the chat so that they can follow along.
Okay.
So I got some slides here, and I'm gonna ask you to fill in the blanks. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The first one is blank is going to get the most KP this KVK. So this is gonna be a player. Blank is gonna get the most KP this KVK. I'll start off with Redline. Who do you think's gonna get the most KP this KVK in terms of players?
Hytham.
Yeah,
I think GT Hytham. Wait, are we talking about our respective kingdom?
No, just in general. In general.
I think Al Hytham will.
I mean, he pulled 11 billion that last KVK against 2489, so that makes sense. Queen, what do you think? Blank is gonna get the most KP this KVK.
Going off previous KVKs, I'd probably have to say Mr. Hope.
Okay. Mr. Hope.
He's up there.
He's up there as well, yeah.
Yeah, he's up there.
I mean, they definitely got the power to. They definitely got the speed ups and resources to. So that's gonna be insane. Chats, I'm gonna read some names in chat. They're also saying Al Haytham, Osno's up there, Addy's up there, Hope up there as well. Genie, okay, Genie, we got some Genie love. We got Boom 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 in there as well. So I think this just shows the testament of this KVK, the strength of the kingdom and the strength of the players. That the fact that we have multiple answers, usually like, you know, it's usually clear cut, but this KVK is pretty insane.
Yeah, there's so many good players in this KVK.
Wait, surprise question. Out of nowhere, both of you don't know what this is. Me and Ploto and Cortex have a bet who has the most KP for this KVK. At the end, Genie, Genie, I'm sorry. BadQueen. I keep saying Genie's name. I apologize. Like spamming the chat. BadQueen, who do you think's gonna win that bet?
That's easy. I've seen all your speed ups. Redline will win.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate you.
Redline, that's why you got to push to 250 million powers so you don't get swarmed, and then we have the same amount of speed ups.
I know what you're trying to do, Ploto. You're trying to
retrain. If he does get swarmed in Zeroed, he has enough speed ups to retrain, so it's fine.
That's true.
That's a good point. Thank you. See, thank you. Okay, continue.
Redline's been in 60 GT way longer than Cortex and I. It's not fair. All right, there you go. Al Hytham also saying Redline. We'll see. The Red Line and I were pretty close last KVK, like 100 mil KP apart, and I was sleeping that KVK. So, well, we'll see. All right, next slide. Blank is going to get the most deads this KVK. So, which player do you think is going to get the most deads this KVK? This time we could start with Queen. Queen, who do you think is going to get the most deads?
Oh, I mean, I would say it's a toss up between Mr. Hope, Wildline, and BT. Honestly, like I couldn't pick. They have the most that they could lose. So to me,
That's true.
I think that they would be way up there in dead. So
I honestly, I think Mr. Hope might take it because the amount of power he has and his no F's given of swarming my city at 140 or anything below 250. So I think Mr. Hope's going to take it, in my opinion.
There you go. Mr. Hope, Wild Lion, BT, Cyborg are the people mentioned from the panelists here. We also have Baba shout out in the chat. Addy shout out in the chat as well. So someone said Makote. They're not even in this KVK, but if Makote was, I wouldn't be surprised. There you go. All right. Next slide. Zone 5 is going to last blank days. This is against 960 and 2377. Zone 5 is going to last blank days.
I don't know the exact count, but until the next pass opens, and then we move on to the next zone.
It's the 28th until the 11th, I think, Queen. So I think we'll be fighting until then.
So 13 days.
13 days.
That was fast math. But yeah, that's crazy. Dang. 13 days?
You think we're going to stop? Well, I mean,
No,
if you
we're not
guys
gonna
do, then you can.
Oh, dang. That was a witty remark right there. That was good.
Dude, that was a nice answer. Honestly, I don't think both of us, like all seriousness, I think neither of us is going to stop. Like
So
it's just going to keep going.
Just
I
infinite.
think both sides are too stubborn, so that's why I said we'll
I
all
agree.
be zeroed, and it'll be up to the allies.
I agree. I think we're both too stubborn. Ploto, don't log off. You're just going to keep going, dude.
That
like
is
this
going to be
18-hour stream, and then you're going to struggle a little bit. And then you're gonna say, "Hey, I need to get off, guys. I'm tired." And everybody's like, "Wait, what? What's sleep?" Like you remember this
It'd be like
term?
drink a Red Bull.
Yeah. What's sleep? What's sleep?
Man. I don't even drink caffeine, so that's gonna be tough.
So it'll work for you really well.
All right, that's true. All right, the last slide here. Kingdom Blank is going to win this KVK.
Well, you dropped that one in there, huh?
Kingdom Blank is going to win this KVK.
Well, I'm sure you already know what both our answers will be. 2377 team will obviously win.
Yep, and I think GT's going to take it. The coalition of 77 or the coalition of 60.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's why I said team.
I think Kingsland for us is Nevers.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be.
Oh man,
there's like one structure in there. It's like there's like one structure in that zone, right? Like that's important. Is like a march?
It's there's a couple structures that are important in Nevers. The reason why Nevers is important is the passes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because you get extra if you get the extra passes going into whatchamacallit, Ile-de-France, then you're more likely to be successful in that zone 6, right? So we have this top pass in Nevers and we have this bottom pass in Nevers, and each side is going to be just trying to hold on to that pass, trying to push into that pass so that they could get even more of an advantage in zone 6. So that's going to be, and I think I actually really like that about Orleans, is that everything's impactful. Like if you lose this Nevers zone, then you're probably going to lose Ile-de-France because you're going to be in a significant disadvantage. Same thing with Orleans. If you lose Ile-de-France, then you're going to lose your passes into Orleans and you're just going to get cooked. So
I don't know, bro. Like the thing about this like first zone is like there's only one alliance versus one alliance, bro. It's like it's just gonna be
it's huge.
Hammer on hammer, bro. It's just gonna be like
A true 1v1, which is what everybody
It's-
wants anyway.
It's a true 1v1 because in other scenarios, there's like people have campmates, or right, like or there's like multiple alliances within the kingdom. It's literally one camp versus like one alliance versus one alliance, just going head to head. So like, there's so many different scenarios that can happen in these two zones.
Yeah, it's gonna
That's
be
a lot of credits. That's a lot of credits.
It's gonna be a lot of credits. It's gonna be a lot of sleepless nights. It's gonna be a lot of KP and a lot of fun. So that is it for my slides. Just a little bit fill in the blanks. And the last section of this, we have about 14 minutes for viewer questions. So
Went by fast.
we went by quick. We got a lot of time for questions. By the way, I wasn't able to thank a lot of people in this stream. So let me thank all the individuals here. I'll hype them a Redline for MVP. GG gave 20. I'll hype them with a 10 gifted. Cody with the membership. Mars Invasion. Queen the greatest. Greatly appreciated. For the donos and the love. But yeah, let's see some questions. Redline, do you want to bring up a question here?
Yeah, I will. But first off, before we get into the segment, again, Queen, thank you again for joining me and Ploto on the ZEROED podcast. We really appreciate your time. You're in the same time zone as me, I believe, on the West Coast, so it's brutal for us,
I'm
right?
East Coast.
Oh, I was about to say. Yeah, East Coast. Let's go. I'm from Toronto, so we're living.
Must be
good.
nice. I thought you were West Coast. This is horrible.
I used to be West Coast. We were chatting, but I moved here 3 years ago to the East Coast.
So
I
you
was in
betrayed
San
me.
Diego. Yeah.
East Coast.
Betrayed me.
East
Got it.
Coast.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Awesome. But so it's technically almost noon for you both. Oh, awesome. Must be nice.
Yeah.
Guys. But really appreciate your time for being here. I know you have a very busy schedule, especially with KVK here. So chat and the community, me and Ploto really appreciate you taking the time to join us. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Now shifting to questions. Okay. So Goose had one. This is more of a. He says, "Why is the ally Discord name 960 will lose?" There's like an ally Discord. I guess there's an ally Discord out there. Why? Because why did you say that? Thanks for trolling, Goose. Actually,
I'm not sure.
See?
But I mean,
for them to
960
win,
will lose.
for them to
so-
win, then we need to lose. So it makes sense.
I love this queen. When comes next, Baby Lion? Will it be twins? When it happens, it happens. Chat. I'll let you guys know that.
All right, there you go.
How many energies does it take to win? Is that Red Bull? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Come on, chat. This is your time to ask someone in leadership from 77 a solid question, or me and Ploto. Not about how many Red Bulls. I mean, I probably will drink a lot of coffee, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm Canadian, so I might have to get some ice caps from Tim Hortons or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Moles asks, when will 77 get the Rainbow 50 chest? I think you guys are pretty close to it.
We are
not
halfway
sure.
to 50.
There you go. To be honest, is 50 like what's the difference between 50 and 49 anyways? Like
1 million points to open a chest.
Yeah.
it's just like worse,
That's the
right?
difference. It does. It gets worse because you can't get as many alliance chests as fast.
All right.
Yep.
So what I'm thinking is we just all go to different alliances and get faster chests.
Oh, here's a serious question from Mars Invasion. Queen, is Mars the greatest?
Yes.
Oh shit. He's gonna rub that in my face. Okay. Good. Dan. Redline, will you retrade if Mr. Hope zeros you? Yes.
And this one, it might be a win, bro. With what's going on here, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be content though if they zero you.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate you recording me while I get destroyed. How many players are fighting in 77 versus 960 on both sides? I think we have a full alliance at 155. I think Queen can answer that better for the 77 side, but I think 167 Queen, or if I'm wrong.
No, I think it's about that.
You think accounts in 1677 can handle 13 days of fighting? In my opinion, yes.
Yes.
It's like me and you were like in a polygraph test. Yes.
Right? Yes or no.
I
The
if-
thing is, like, our kingdoms are on a different level. Like, it's hard for like smaller kingdoms to even fathom. Like, how could you fight for 13 days? Like, it's
yeah.
we're just at a level that people don't really understand if you haven't played in an Imperium, right? So
Let's see. Apart from Wildlion, Hope, and Cyborg, what other big players does 77 have that will give us something to enjoy watching?
we're all free to play, so probably not many.
That's good. Same here. Same here.
Yep. Yep.
We have the same people. We have Genie. We have Mad Achilles. We're like same.
Crazy.
We're
We're
like
the same
twins.
kingdom. We're the same kingdom.
We're like twins.
So just to make sure for that specific piece of it, Genie and Mad Achilles, right? They're obviously in a unique situation. Like, do we know what side they're? Because they have to pick one or the other, right? They can't play both, right? Or can
Well,
they?
I mean, they both have tons of accounts. They probably have pilots and stuff. So I don't. But them individually probably have to pick one.
Do you know who's picked? Is Achilles playing on the GT account or is he playing on the 77 account? I think he's playing on the GT account.
I'm not 100% sure, so I don't.
Because I saw him donate at Mr. Hope saying, "Please don't zero me." I was like, so that could be that. But Genie, I have no idea either.
That's a good question. How many build KP do you look for in this KVK? Let's go down the line.
Oh,
Well, what's your personal goals, Queen, for this KVK? You're at 21.3 billion KP, by the way. Holy,
Yeah.
you're up.
where you at, Ploto?
I would say at least 25. My the most I ever gotten in KVK was 3.2, and that was with 24.29, and that was in only 4 days. So I figure I could get more than that in
Let's go, Queen.
a ridiculous amount of days that this is going to be.
Dang.
Ploto, where you at?
Don't talk about me. Come on now.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Don't talk about me.
I think so. You're thinking. Hopefully, you'll hit 4.7 just to get that solid 25, right? That's what you're looking
Yeah.
for.
I think it's 3.7,
Yeah,
but yeah.
Is it 3.7 or 4.7? What did I say?
It's 3.7. Yeah, it's 3.7.
Oh, whatever. Tomato, guys. I think that's same for me. I think I'm hoping at least hit minimum 4 bill. I'm hoping again. Depending, it's all on the fighting. That's the most important thing.
I think this KVK will see probably more KP than any other KVK probably ever. Like, I just feel like it's going to be insane because I know I've seen like our stats at the end of a KVK. I've seen your guys' stats at the end of KVK. Like, we can push out the numbers, right? Like, the stats coming out of this KVK are going to be insane.
I think for both KDs, there's not going to be a lack of opportunity to get KP. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm literally foreseeing this. It's literally going to be one ball and another ball, and then we're going to go just ham into each other, and then reset. Another balls up, and then boom, and then just swarming and filling, and all my farmers are going to be zeroed out by the time this zone's over. I have a feeling.
Yep.
For sure.
There you go.
Do you have any farms, Queen?
I have a couple.
Oh, there's a little hesitation in that answer. What's a couple?
20?
God, I knew it. Oh,
A couple, she says.
I only have like 10 here in GT or in 60. So like, oh, we're gonna see some Queen fillers. It's gonna be happening. I'm gonna see like Queen 1,
they're
2,
not
5.
named. I don't have mine the same name as my. The benefit of doing stats, I don't have to have my farm match my name because I know which farms are mine.
That makes
I'll
sense.
give you a hint. If you see the coffee, then it's mine.
Good to know.
She's gonna zero out her farms, random teleport it on her territory, and we see a coffee. So yep, that's Queen.
Yeah.
That's
So you can know which ones are mine.
So like, can I ask? And I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. Like across all of it, like how many T4 troops that you got on there?
Probably like
Rough estimate.
2 to 4 million per account.
Oh my god.
This is cooked.
Okay, I'm a little less than that, but yeah, totally fair.
That's
Totally fine.
That's sounds
Totally
mental
fine.
math. What is that? 40?
So
40 mil?
So if we see a coffee farm account, I'm just gonna avoid that flag. I'm good. I'm just gonna go to the other one to the left.
It's a big zone, so you'll have a lot of flags to choose from and forced to choose from, probably.
All right, we're coming close to time, so we gotta make sure these questions are good, chat. We gotta make sure these questions are good. They want you to look at pre-KBK score.
It hasn't changed since we looked at it.
Someone said 93 is pushing or something.
We're both doing buffs at what, 20? So.
Oh wait, 93 is up there actually. They're 2.1 bill.
Oh yeah, they're 2.2.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
93 is pushing.
I mean, to be fair, they like a lot of them were pretty low power because of the migration, right? So now all of them are trying to get a little beefy.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Tricky had a question. He said, "Let's see. There's a lot of questions in here, Ploto."
I'll let you pick, man.
No, you got. I picked like 20 of them ready.
Okay. I'm reading the bottom question. Let's see. I think we already asked the most competitive KVK for 2277.
I think she said 2429 was your most competitive KVK so far.
Yes.
How many tower players does 77 have? That's a good question because 960 has like too many.
I actually don't know. I know my farm has a tower, but I don't know how many towers we have.
All right, there you go. I think I saw like 40 towers at one time against 2489. We're just like in front of the past 7 with 40 towers, and then the objective for us was just to defend the towers as the barrage of troops were running at them. Do you think someone will hit 20 bill KP this KVK? 20 bill is a lot. What the? But
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But I mean, if Al Hytham can get 11 bill on that 2489 KVK, I wouldn't be surprised if he got 20. I'm just saying.
If you have the resources, speed ups, and time, I mean, there'll be a lot of fighting in this KVK. So I think
the big 3
it
right
could
there.
be possible if you have the dedication, right?
Yeah.
And the money.
Al Hytham saying, "Queen, you are the best. Thank you for making the effort." Oh, there you go. Love from Al Hytham.
Thanks.
Do you think any of the ACs will surprise us with a good performance? If yes, which one? I don't really know too much about them, but I have heard 2941 have some. We looked at the KDs, Redline and 9. 2941 looked like they had some really quality players.
Yeah.
Of course, 2975 as an AC is really strong as well. And I'm looking forward to see what 1473 and 1814 have in the tank, because when we looked at the map, those 3 KDs, to be honest, are going to be maybe what makes or breaks this KVK out of the stalemate of 1093, 1365, 960, 2077. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think the middle camps have a huge play in this KVK as well.
100%.
There's too many questions here, Ploto. There's too many.
Yeah, there's like the Queen. All I'm gonna say is that some people are interested in you. I'm not gonna say the questions, but let's just say that they are. They
want to know more than the rock questions.
Yeah.
I only answer rock questions. So.
Yeah, we're gonna avoid those guys. Sorry, thank you.
This ain't Rise of Tinder over here. We're trying to.
Yeah, y'all need to calm down. All right, calm down.
Happy New Year, Samurai Slayer. Happy New Year, man. 960 players not used to female voices. Forgive them.
That is so true. Wait, this is real? Here's a good one. Who has the highest KP in GV?
The highest KP right now? Let me look. I think it's Mad Achilles. He has 50.9. Shark has 50.2.
That's crazy. I don't know. Mad Achilles is top in that KVK. That's insane. Yo, that guy is.
He just brought that account after our last KVK, so he like swapped accounts.
I see. But still, the fact that he has that many accounts and that much KP on one of his accounts.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
He's an amazing player.
Yeah.
Like how he keeps up with all that, I don't know.
I don't know.
I couldn't. I can't manage all my farms.
Oh, that's a good question. Has Shark been R5 since the start of the kingdom?
I don't know how the start of the kingdom started, honestly. He's been R5 since I've been here.
There you go. So pretty much.
Long time.
Pretty much.
If you look at the record, like on the Lost Temple, he's been king for a long time.
Alrighty. Redline, do you want to pick a final question?
Final question. All right, Chad, I'll give you 15 seconds to give me a legit question that's worthy of asking. Make it good. Make it solid. Make it wonderful. Lythan, I'm going to answer your question for you, but this won't count. But basically, they're going to determine which. They're asking basically, is Genie going to play in 77 or in 60? And I think they'll figure that out. Oh, Al Hatham asks, Queen, who would you like to see next on this podcast?
Oh, that's a great
to get
question.
to know them a little better.
I never
Anybody.
really thought about it.
Like, who do you want to hear from?
Just anybody that you could think of.
No idea.
Here's a good one. How tall do you think Redline is?
5'10".
Halfway there, but close.
Halfway there, so you're like 11 foot tall.
No, close. Chat, they weren't asking you, chat. I see a lot of 5'1s there. I'm going to kill you all. Thank you.
He's 6'6". That's the red line motto right there. Yeah. You should make that into an emo, honestly, Red. 6'6" right there. All right. There you go. All right. Appreciate everyone for the questions. Bad Queen, appreciate your time. The hour, greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
And this is the first time, at least for myself, that I've talked to 2377 leadership, and you guys seem really chill. Looking forward to fighting against you guys in what seems to be a never-ending fight. Hopefully, this Siege of Orleans. Redline, do you have any final notes to back?
No. Actually, again, it was an honor to have you on the podcast, and we hope to do any future collaborations, like in the future, maybe something after the KBK. I don't know, but we really appreciate your time for being here with us.
Thank you. It was great.
Alrighty, chat. Appreciate y'all. This is episode 5 of the Zeroed Pod, and we'll catch you guys next time. It's going to be on Redline's channel, so be sure to subscribe to both of our channels, and we'll catch you guys there. Peace.